Hello, hello. What is good? What is up? We are reading chapter 966 of One Piece. It won't work. Now it works. Hooray. This one has the amazing title of Roger and Whitebeard. What more could you possibly ever want in a title of One Piece? Two of the most hype, exciting characters, one whom we've seen give it his all in his final battle, a true testimony of his strength, of his character. The other, even though his treasure is what the series is named after, even though he appears in the intro of every episode of the anime, even though he, more than anyone else, is responsible for the world of One Piece being what it is, we haven't really seen all that much of Roger. We've never seen him fight. We've never really gotten a sense of what he does that makes him so amazingly powerful and charismatic and brave. But I think we might now, in the contrast of these characters, in their meeting, in the gap of information between them, something really amazing might happen. Meanwhile, uh, they're looking for Chiffon's sister, of course, Lola, who was spotted on Dressrosa. But while they're out searching, some pretty alt-looking naval officers arrest poor Beige's wife, Chiffon, while she was getting her hair done. Well, that's too bad. In the background, kind of looks like the lady who is secretly undercover for CP0. Stussy, I think her name is. No, that doesn't sound right. Something like that. Something like that. Who is at the Tea Party on Whole Cake Island. At first, she was just some sort of like socialite or something, or maybe some captain of industry. But then it turned out she was undercover for CP0. I don't know. Something about this character in the back. I get the association. I don't know. I don't know. Seems like there's a lot going on in this that we're only gonna realize the full extent of later. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because it's Roger and Whitebeard time. Okay. The samurai, of course, Odin running full speed across the island as he always does. It's the samurai. I love that he probably already has this reputation that every time anyone has seen him, it's because he's running as quickly as possible directly into their face, waving his sword around. This is the samurai. And it's so funny because well, actually, that's not true. I was about to say something ridiculous. I was about to say that all the other samurai have been so dignified and restrained. But that's not true either. It's really funny. Because, like, the series itself establishes this idea that samurai are supposed to be very stoic, very reserved, very, like, above the trifling drama of the lower classes and stuff. This has been hinted at way back in, like, Thriller Bark and such, right? Which is why the idea of Brooks' shadow being in the samurai's body was so funny. But actually, like, most of the samurai we've met are just huge goofballs. And Odin is, of course, the ultimate example. So he runs off. Am I supposed to steal the treasure? These people are different from our usual foes. The Roger pirates are bad news. He just starts cutting people. He's actually just a madman. He has literally no idea who these people are. All he's received is this warning. The stories are true. He's mighty. Should we nip this in the bud, Raleigh? Yeah, Gabin Scopper. So the fact that these two step up, I'm thinking that Scopper is third in command. He's got his axes. It's funny to me that, like, when you think back to the original depiction of this character, it's in the flashback where Buggy is remembering when he dropped the treasure map and when he accidentally ate the devil fruit. Very, 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 very early on in the series. Of course, we don't know that it's Roger's ship yet. I don't even know if Oda had decided that yet. But this character shows up in the background with his glasses and his pointy features and his big axe. And it just seems like such a generic, like, pirate character that you look at it and you don't think twice. And as the series progresses, it kind of feels like this is a much more simplistic and kind of tier one design from Oda. That he starts to put a lot more care into designing his characters and such. and there's less and less of these just kind of generic pirates. But then it turns out this character is actually super important. And now his design, even though it's the same, even though he looks the same, it feels a lot more sophisticated. It feels a lot more like whole of person. Anyways, Roger wants to fight him himself. Don't you guys want to get hurt? Just want to fight. I smell a wild beast. And here, for the first time in 966 chapters of One Piece, we see an actual attack from Roger himself. He's got a sword. Interesting. Very much different than Luffy, who can't use a sword to save his life. Well, he did kind of use a sword to save his life on a few occasions, but didn't really do much else. He launches some gigantic wind current blast thing, kind of like Zoro and stuff. Divine Departure, which looks like it easily could just kill Oden here, right? Like, it looks like it gets past Oden's block trivially, just going through where Oden is trying to block his sword. Oden looks like he's very pained. Yeah, this... Roger might have just cut his fun very short. Oh, ho, 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 ho. He just runs right back in because he's just so amazed. He can't like even comprehend what he was hit by. So he just runs full tilt back in to see more. But already, holy, another heaven-splitting attack. This might be the mightiest clash we've seen in the entire series, right? Like, think about other contenders. Shanks versus Whitebeard? That's old man Whitebeard. That's medical equipment Whitebeard. And one-armed Shanks. And it's just Shanks. Here, it's full power Whitebeard in maybe not the prime of his life, but certainly not medical grade Whitebeard. And Roger, who probably is past his prime, he's got some sort of affliction that's going to kill him. We don't really know how limiting that is to his strength, but at any rate, I have reason to believe that this is perhaps the mightiest clash in the entire series. And I gotta say, Oda's given it the oomph it deserves. Just the posing is brilliant. Oh man. Oh man. They're not even touching. Just the sheer force of their attacks. Oda only busts out this like black lightning. The lightning that looks kind of like cracks in the sky. Those are like very rare occasions. And here, this is like unprecedented. These like beams of shadow coming out from the back of their weapons and the back of their moving bodies. That I don't think has been used before. That is like a new tier of power that Oda is trying to represent here. Holy. Okay. We're only 5 pages in. Okay. Well, of course, it's a wave of power echoing out. The clouds distorted, the water is picking up, the ship listing in the harbor. You seem well to me, Roger. How many years has it been, Newgate? Drop your valuables and leave. Gurarara. And Roger laughs with wahaha, like Wario. And he has a mustache, like Wario. And those are the only comparisons I can draw. Oh, man. All right. So it's an all-out war between the Whitebeard pirates and the Roger pirates. A clash of two great pirates of the time. Their pitched battle lasted for 3 days and nights. Now I'm curious about this. They seem like they're buds. They have almost every common adversary and common goal in the universe. I can understand that they have this compulsion to fight. But it's like, I don't get it. Are they like hurting each other? Are they like killing each other? Are they prepared to kill each other? Are they trying to kill each other? I don't really know what the culture is here. Is it more like dogs playing? Where everything is legit, but they just do that thing. Where they put their paws down like this. Instead of like standing tall, they do this one. And that signals, okay, we're not actually going to hurt each other. And somehow they can bite at each other and tackle each other. Like, you've seen dogs do this, right? And they're like, oh, no, they're just playing. So that doesn't look like play, but it actually is just play. Is this just play? I don't know. What are they trying to achieve? Like, are they gonna like take over the defeated crew? Are they gonna steal their boat? It's interesting to me. I'm not trying to call this out as like, oh, this is full of plot holes, but it just kind of seems like it would be like this. With when you think about their characters and you think about the world of the series, it certainly would be like this. It's just still kind of mysterious how this actually plays out in the moment. I love these 2 pages of the pirates squaring off against each other. Again, lots of friends from the Paramount War we're seeing again. And this mysterious lady with the broad hat, I think, is interesting. There's this walrus guy who I think has walrus powers. That big guy in the back I remember seeing before too. I don't know what he does. In the back here with the Viking helmet, another big guy. He has the horns and stuff. That guy is called Water Buffalo Atmos. Just remember that. You can call me out for forgetting names in every other series, but with One Piece, I sometimes pull them from the depths. The person in front of them is the one that has like the pocket. You can pull out the big hammer from this like weird looking pocket inside themselves. I'm pretty sure that's them. I'm pretty sure that's them. And the guy on the far right, I don't know what his deal is, but I remember seeing him before. In the Roger Pirates, a few recognizable people. We got Scopper Gabin and Silver's Raleigh, but a lot of people we've never seen before. On the far right, it seems like there is a dwarf. Some sort of dwarf or Viking or something with the big bushy beard and the Viking helmet. I don't know what's up with that guy, but I know that Oda loves Vikings. And I think the fact that we've never seen, like, I don't know, like a stereotypical, like, Seven Dwarves style dwarf area or something. Very, very intriguing to me. This little character. What more might come of this? Anyways, alright, so they have this crazy fight on this island. Big Palm Tree Island. 4 days later. See, this is what I wanted to see. This is what I wanted to see. They're all friends in the end. They have a gift exchange. Ooh, oh, this is so... Imagine how much fun this would be. Imagine. You've been sailing with your crew, pillaging the world over. You've got tons of stuff that you'd never seen before. And then you meet up with another crew that's been doing the same, and they've got tons of stuff you've never seen before. It's the closest experience I've had is going to Kamiket and then meeting other people that had gone to Kamiket in my capsule hotel, and then spreading out our displays, spreading out all the stuff we bought at Kamiket. It's like that, I bet. It's like that. So I know how it feels. It is fun. It is so fun. So this is interesting. Blackbeard asking about Shanks and Buggy, because they're probably around the same age, I think. Shanks, of course, wearing the straw hat that Luffy wears in every chapter of the series. See the guy wearing the hat, Shanks? Heard he didn't sleep a wink during the ceasefire last night or the night before. They have ceasefires every night. Oh, it's so cozy. I don't know. It's just so... I just love it. It's just such pure pirating joy. That you see all these characters like Luffy, like Odin, like Usopp that are like, I want to get out to sea. I want to go and have an adventure. But then 90% of the time it's like suffering, the life and death situations, getting beaten black and bloody, starving, going through deserts, going through blizzards. You're like, no, not for me. But then you see stuff like this. I wouldn't want to be one of the fighters, but I'd want to be on the ship. I think I'd want to be on the ship. Some, I don't know, chef or something maybe? Not like Sanji, I don't want to fight. But I think it would be so cool to be here for something like this. Anyways, the ceasefire. It's so cozy. So, they say he's never slept in his life. Is that even possible? Lucky guy. But his life has been twice as fun. That's not... Man, young Shanks is a lot like Luffy in some ways. His life has been twice as fun. He never sleeps. That's really disturbing. Is that true? Blackbeard never sleeps? We've never seen any evidence that he does, of course. I don't know when we would. That is very interesting. Blackbeard never sleeps. So you can read this. Yes, I can read it, but how do you possess this text? It's a secret cipher of the Kozuki clan of Ueno, passed down strictly from generation to generation. Oh my god. Okay, this is all absurdly exciting. It all started 13 years ago, when we landed at the destination of the final log pose, where no one had ever reached before, a place called the Lodestar Island. But when we disembarked, giddy at what we might find, we realized that it was not the final island. The needles of the log pose went haywire, refusing to point out a new direction. But there is one more island. Only by going there will the unprecedented circumnavigation of the globe be complete. Holy shit. Okay. Well, that's Raftel. Now, the way he's talking about it is almost like he hasn't been to Raftel yet, which means that my chronological understanding of this is all out of whack. Or he could be saying, yeah, and then we did it. You'll never guess what I left there, suckers. Oh, man. Oh, this is so ridiculous. Who knew? Think. This is the flashback that we got when we were on, like, the eve of battle with Kaizo, when we were trying to figure out, or Kaido, sorry. Kaizo is the hard Mario stuff. When they were about to try to figure out some way to sail out to Onigashima Island. And then it's like, oh, we're gonna learn about Odin. Sure. Odin was a great man. Sure. There's some more emotional punch to the battle now. This is the Ueno that we fought for. Sure. No. This is the most lore of all time ever. We're gonna get to see Roger talk about Raftel with Blackbeard, or Whitebeard, and Blackbeard is there too, and he doesn't sleep. Like, what the fuck? I'm not ready for this. I didn't think so. I thought it was gonna be the wacky adventures of a samurai who doesn't know what's up. God damn, Oda. Okay. It's 4 red stones carved with these letters that point the way to the island. The only problem is, these are the poneglyphs that the world government has long forbidden anyone to read. You thought they were just cultural relics? Think again. They're the map that we need. The stories say that a vast treasure awaits on the final island, and the government says don't go there. That only makes the stories about the treasure more believable. If we can get there, we'll be the greatest pirate crew in the world, both in name and fact. Oh, he's gonna say it. Oh, I'm not ready for him to say it. Hold on, though. Let's break it down for a second. It's like a couple eras of understanding of Raftel in this series. The first one is just like, it's an island. It's the last island. You have to do all this crazy stuff to get there. But when you get there, it's just like an island. And that's where Roger left his stuff. His stuff is just a ton of treasure that he got while pirating. And once you own it, that means you are the king of pirates, which is what he's going to say next page, and I'm not ready for it. That was like how it was set up to us at the very start of the series, right? Then it started taking on kind of more strange and mystical qualities that we learned about the poneglyphs. We saw in Skypiea Roger saying, I have carried this document to its end in the ancient writing of the poneglyphs. So now there's this idea that Raftel was important long before the era of piracy, long before the current situation of the world government, and that the forbidden nature of the poneglyphs wasn't just about like the ancient weapons and wasn't just about the Void Century, but it seems like it was specifically to stop people from going to Raftel. So therefore, it must not just be something that Roger left there that makes Raftel so important. So for him to say, I left my treasure in one piece, is more just like a bait, that he just wants people to go to Raftel to figure out what the actual treasure is, to blow up the world government's whole deal, to get that story out, or whatever, right? Right? It begs the question, why doesn't Roger just be like, this is what happened in the Void Century, I read it on a big rock on Raftel as soon as he got back from Raftel. Maybe there's some reason. And that's kind of what Raleigh said during Sabotage. He's like, I know everything that happened. I know everything that happened during the Void Century. I'm not going to tell you though. It's better for you to reach your own conclusions. So Roger wants only those who are truly worthy to like learn this. That in itself is quite a hint about what it is. Oh my god, it's all so complicated. The other crazy thing is like, why do you need 4 complicated poneglyphs that have tons and tons of text on them to tell you how to get to an island? Like, what is so weird about Raftel? The fact that it doesn't show up on the log posts, okay, sure, a lot of stuff doesn't show up on the log posts. But you can't just like write it down in English. You can't have a map or something. You need these 4 redstones carved with these letters to point the way to the island. I don't know. Let's see Roger say he's gonna be the king of pirates. What? Wow. No, I see. It cuts. It cuts. We don't even get to see him say it. Serious, Roger? What are you, the little boy? Froze stiff. The second time today I was stunned. Who was this man? Help me out, Newgate. Let me borrow Odin for 1 year. It's the last thing I'll ever ask. With him, I'm certain I can reach the final island. So they already have the poneglyphs, seems to be the implication. Because Roger's pulling out the engraving of one of them. Oh. I don't know, man. I don't know, it's all so confusing. Maybe something like Momonosuke will have to come with the Straw Hat Pirates to get to Raftel. Like, maybe you actually need someone from the Kozuki clan to be there. I'm so freaking confused. There's too much. It's too much information. I gotta like reread the whole series and look for clues now. There's just little hints that have changed everything. Hey, there's that dwarf Viking guy in the bottom right panel. Got my eye out on him. I think Oda likes him. Please, Odin, come along on my travels just for 1 year. Roger, bowing his head. I don't think he's done this many times in his entire life before. Not Roger, you're trying to see my family from me. My blood cried out to me. It asked, why can the Kozuki clan read these letters? Why have I come across Roger in this time? Before I knew it, the words were leaving my mouth on their own. I want to go with him. Will you let me? Look at that face! What a goofy face. You don't seem to like that! Oh, I never thought we'd see Whitebeard make such a goofy face. Of course I don't like it. We're practically brothers. Wow, look at the seas. I didn't even notice that in the top left panel. Whitebeard obviously got kind of pissed and made a bunch of earthquakes just to express his disappointment. Oh my gosh. You choose to remain here. You like the ship. We'll wait for you to return to it. Okay. I'll be free to choose. So Odin, by himself, sets off with Roger. The rest of his entourage hang out with Whitebeard. Sure. Roger left behind all the cargo he had on board his tanks. Wow. Forget the gift exchange. It's total, Pack the food, you fools. Don't you let... Oh, nice. Ooh, so. Here's something else exciting. I don't know if we've seen the Oro Jackson before. Not in any, like, detail. Okay, here's something crazy. There was, like, a model kit for the Oro Jackson based off... but it had this, like, big egg in the middle. I'm trying to think of what the full story is, but it had a big egg in the middle. Do you remember this? And everyone was like, what's the deal with this egg? And there's, like, no answer. It was, like, the model kit... And then there was like a silhouette of the ship once, but we've never like properly seen it. And I noticed that all through this chapter and all through the chapter before, we never see the Oro Jackson. We keep cutting to the Moby Dick when big explosion. Moby Dick is, but we never see Roger's ship. We never see the Oro Jackson. Are we about to see the Aurora Jackson? Is it gonna have the big egg? Dude, if it has the big egg, I'm gonna flip the fuck out. It has the big egg! What is up with the big egg? Why is there a big egg? Where is there a big egg? Why is it spotted? Who's inside? What's going on? Why is there a big egg? Look, look, it's the Aurora Jackson. It looks so cool. And it's made out of the atom wood. Just like the Thousand Sunny. Ooh. It's the second act of my life as a pirate. A new adventure had begun. Waikichi was a great man, but Roger was too was off the charts. I am a lucky fella. Roger hanging out with Momonosuke. They're having fun. Oh, that's Hiyori. Momonosuke is back there with Raleigh. You got stowaways. Dog Storm and the Cat Viper. Sure. Dog and cat are gone too. I like that they just call them dog and cat. They're just their pets, even though they're like actually unimaginably powerful. And they stowed away on the Moby Dick too. That's just their thing. What's with the big egg? Dude, that big egg. I'm gonna think about it every day of my life. That big egg. Why is there a big egg? It was just so mysterious. I'm gonna try to... I'm like conflicted because I want to look it up, but I don't want incidental spoilers for the like 6 more chapters that we have to read. Oh my god. What's with this big egg? But my memory of it is that there was like a model kit or something. That was like the first time people had seen the ship. And there was this big egg. And people were like, is this canon? Is this the actual design? And then it showed up like in silhouette or something. And there was like the big egg. And people were like, oh, I guess it's canon. The big egg. What is in the big egg? No one is acknowledging it. If I was Odin, I'd be like, what is in this big egg? And Roger would be like, don't worry about the big egg. I'd be like, I'm cutting this son of a bitch open. Captain only needs you for your knowledge. Got that, Odin? Don't just assume we're going to accept you as one of us. Look at these guys. These guys are the friggin' best. Look at the guy standing next to Shanks on the left. So much personality just bound up in this one image of this character. What is going on? Port. They just go to a town. Look at this panel showing Odin's rampage. That he's just running through all the stores, just grabbing stuff, attacking people when necessary. A big explosion. It's me, I am Odin, and I was born to boil. They all love him. Within one panel, or one page, they began to love him. Look at this guy with the big pipe and the sailor's hat. To the right of Roger in this bottom middle panel. What's up with him? I love him too. I love everyone. I love the big merfolk guy on the far left of this panel. Chowing down. This is just crazy. I'm just giddy. What's with the big egg? What's with the big egg? Say he's got a year to live at best. So he did know about this. I got it all mixed up. He knew about that, and then they really went hard on getting to Raftel, I guess. And by really get hard, I mean they went up to Skypiea for no reason. Aye. So I guess because Skypiea wanders the skies, this doesn't say anything about where they are in the Grand Line. Like, they could be deep into the New World right now when they rode the knock-up current. Because the knock-up current shows up all over the place, too. They didn't even modify their ship. They didn't even modify their ship. That's actually insane. Because, like, the Going Merry would have certainly just gotten wrecked if they didn't have the chicken parts. What's with the big egg, though? Do you see the big egg on the Oro Jackson? Can someone please explain what's up with the big egg? The world is vast, even bigger than before. Not even the gods would believe that people live in the sky. Found it all the way up here. They found the big golden bell, and then they just left it there. That's where the poneglyph was. You can come and get it when you're Captain Buggy. Don't have time for this now. easy to find the stone. It's just packed full of strong voices. Story of great power, isn't it? This message speaks of a weapon named Poseidon. Carve a message to me. I hereby guide this document to its end. But like, okay, so this is actually so funny. So when we first saw that in Skypiea, and Robin is like, what the fuck? Like, the Pirate King could read this. It's not really clear to what extent he can read this. As Raleigh said, it's that he could hear the voice of all things. And so he can infer that it's the story of great power, just from the sound of its voice. But it's not like he can actually read the text of it. Moreover, he didn't write the message on there either. He's still functionally illiterate in the poneglyph language. He just happened to have Odin with him. So already, Robin's awe, years and years later, is a little misguided, which is funny. Moreover, it seemed like a great message of profound significance. Profound significance that Roger was saying, I guide this document to its end. And since then, the kind of prevailing theory about what One Piece itself is that it's the real poneglyph, the poneglyph that contains the history of the Void Century and a true account of the founding of the world government and the celestial dragons and what have you, which seems like it would be some sort of devastating revelation for the world government, so on and so forth. This is commonly understood to be probably how the series is going to have its final twist and big finale and stuff, and I'm fine with that. That all seems good. But the strongest piece of evidence was Roger saying, I hereby guide this document to the end. Meaning, like, the final document is at the end, that this document forms like a connection with all the other poneglyphs, pointing to this final poneglyph on Raftel. That seemed to be Robin's understanding too. She says, could it be like One Piece? She's thinking, and then of course we learned about the real poneglyph and stuff. It's very easy to draw these connections. But Roger, what did he think this meant? He had no idea what he meant. I hereby guide this document to its end. He just said it. It just felt like something he ought to say. He doesn't know what the fuck that means. He doesn't know what's on Raftel. He hasn't been to Raftel yet. He doesn't know. Oh my god. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. Whew. Okay. Now we will move on to the next chapter of this madness. I love this sense of escalation too. It really puts you into the mindset of Odin. Okay? Like, we had his adventures on Wano. They were good, but he had this lust for more. He wanted to see the world, to see the hugeness of the world. He hooks up with Whitebeard. It's hype as shit. There's all these characters we've seen before showing up. There's all these crazy feats of strength, these amazing adventures. Things just escalate and ramp up like crazy. In terms of significance to us, the reader, which puts us in the mind space of the significance to Odin. Odin's seeing all of this stuff for the first time and he's just blown away. We, the readers, are seeing it for the first time, but we understand its significance. And thus we get kind of the same sort of excitement as Odin, because for him the significance is he's just been living on one island his entire life. And then from that super escalating baseline, things just take this vertical asymptote and shoot straight up into the stratosphere of hype, like it's been knocked up by the knock-up stream when he starts riding on the Oro Jackson with Roger. What's up with the egg on the Oro Jackson, by the way? And I think this really shows us what it's like to hang out with Roger. That he's just a man of history. That everything he does is just loaded with these many, many layers of often confusing or self-conflicting significance. That Odin is just having this almost like psychedelic overload of experience and adventure. And that we, the reader, in trying to incorporate all this information we're learning into one coherent lore, is having the same overwhelmed experience. I cannot overstate how hype I am. We're just gonna read the next chapter. Okay, goodbye.